Hi, guys, I'm making another video of my broken robopet. I didn't do too good on the last video because the quality was really dark and I didn't have enough time to explain. But this leg right here, as you can see, it doesn't have a motor sound anymore. It broke. Now, I'm trying to figure out how this leg broke. For it to break just like that, it either had to have been stepped on or something, because yeah, I think it was working just fine the last time. I was using it out on the deck there. The legs did get stuck in between the cracks, but it was the back legs, not the front legs. So I'm surprised that the back legs aren't broken, actually. But it still seemed to work. I think another reason why it sort of broke is because that obstacle detection wire was off, and it was running into obstacles like this, and the leg was pushing up, and it probably helped it break. Now, I need a new gear to fix this thing, and I think you guys remember, this is my 10th robopet, that's my 9th. You might think, well, you must have a lot of spare robopet parts. I do not. All my robopet parts got thrown out a long time ago. I had my leftover pink parts, but after I remember I took a picture of the torso for Kevin when we first met. After that, I don't think I really saw it anymore. So even that pink robopet's gone. Those had two good leg motors, or gearboxes, but I just don't know how this thing broke. I mean, it was working still, but it was underneath the bed. Like, there was a blanket covering it up right here. It was laying sort of like this. I think it was even sitting. It might have been, I don't quite remember the position it was in. The position probably doesn't really matter, but there was a blanket covering it, and the legs and head was just sticking out. The legs were covered, so it probably got stepped on or something. But you'd think that if it got stepped on, the leg would have cracked off, not really broke the gear. But I'm gonna show you. It shakes violently when it tries to move forward. That's not the broken leg. It's getting worse now. It's actually starting to not move at all. Okay, so see, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. This robopet walks the best out of all of them I've ever had. This is like a second or third generation. It's an improved. There you go. Yeah, it's definitely strange. Oh yeah, it can't get up because it won't go back. I have already taken out the screws, so yeah, as you can see, it's got problems. The thing is, this robopet is different from a lot of others. Usually the white robopets have black eyes. This one has gold eyes. There are two generations of every robopet except for the chrome and the red. Like, there's two green ones. There's the first generation and the second, and then there's two blues, two pinks. Well, actually, there's sort of three pinks. But the white one is the weirdest one, because the first one has black eyes, and it doesn't have protection on the springs in the legs. Now, this is either the second or the third. Usually the second generations have little nubs on the sides of their heads. This one doesn't, but it has gold eyes and protected springs. So this is definitely a different type of robopet. It's definitely an improved model. And now there's even another white one that actually does have the nubs on its head. So there are three white ones. This one actually doesn't yellow. I don't think. I've had this for over a year. And this thing was brand new when I bought it too, pretty much, because it was in a glass case, and it didn't have any scratches. It does now, but it was like brand new. So I don't know, but this is a different robopet. The reason I say that is You know, while we usually put colored wire harnesses in them, like the wire harnesses on the circuit boards are usually colored so you can identify where the plug goes. Like every robot of theirs is colored, like Robopet, V2, Ars Media, Tribot, well, Femisapien. But this Robopet, however, all the plugs are white, which makes it really hard. And another thing, this is from my old white one. My first one, I had the first generation. Look at, the boards are different. It has less plugs. This one has more stuff in it. That's probably why it walks a lot better than the other ones. See, it's just, this one's got a lot less stuff in it. Even the head's different. Otherwise, I would have switched the head because I have another white head because you see this wire is ripped off from that harness. And it's weird that they did not color the harnesses on this one. Now, the chrome one, this one's torso burnt out right away when I got it. I use these things at least 3 times a day. I never use them more than 3 times a day, which is each round you use them. If you don't use the remote, they go for 9 minutes. So 27 minutes a day isn't very much, and these things still break. And this one's torso motor died. Well, I fixed that quite a while ago, February. And it's sort of breaking again. It's still a little bad. It barely moves. Like when it tries to walk, it barely moves. Now either the plastic is breaking or it's the sensor, because I don't think that the motor's dying just yet again. I'm going to show you, neither of these work good at all. They both have problems. But this is the thing. I didn't even ask Anthony. And already, Anthony is sending me his white RoboPet. And you did not have to do that, Anthony. I don't know why you even did that at all. I mean, I didn't even ask for it. I mean, yeah, you said because you need a working RoboPet, but I've had 10 of them and they all broke on me. I mean, and that's the first generation one, the one that you're sending me. It's probably going to break too, but the good thing is that I'll have that extra part if it does to fix this one then. Because this one will last longer if I use the parts from that one. But that's still really nice of you. You didn't have to do that, and I didn't even really ask. And I said, no, Kevin was supposed to get it first, but he sent it to me anyways. I think he said he already shipped it out. And I was like, geez, I didn't even have time to say no, and he already sent it out. But Anthony got a gray RoboPet. Well, he calls it silver, but I had that gray RoboPet as well. But, yeah. I don't know why, but thanks. Yeah, let's watch this one. Let's see. Okay, it's starting to work a little bit. But when it turns, the legs don't move the way they used to. It's not moving that much. This one was never able to stand on its hind legs. That's the one thing this one could never do, even brand new. The only reason this one can't stand is because that spring is still off on the foot. See, that foot isn't really moving like it should. And the wire on the speaker is actually coming off. Let's see how fast it can get up. Oh, it gets up just fine, so the torso motor is not dead. But when it walks, it barely, like, twists. Like, usually on RoboPets, when they walk, the legs will either drag or their bodies will move, like, really crazy, and then they'll fall over. But this one never did that. I don't know how they improved this one to work a lot better. But they did. Which actually helps it last a lot longer from breaking. And I think it still probably would work if that obstacle detection wire never came off. I've had a lot of robopet problems in the past. See, even this, yeah, these legs are breaking as well, the front ones. It won't be much longer till this one's front legs are broke. You can't even turn around that way. I mean, having 10 robopets, I've experienced every problem a robopet could ever have, so I've had every problem with these robopets. There's no problem I've never had with these, I'm sure. It looks like it works a lot better on carpet. When this is on hard floor, it's supposed to be moving a little bit more than that. It should be bending a little bit more. It's weaker at some points too. It might be working good right now, but there are some times where it will barely move at all. And I think it's the sensor or the plastic cracking, because that's what my purple one kept on doing. Every time I fix it, it would crack again. What the? You're not upright. What the? So now it's tilt sense. Oh, there we go. I'm trying to see if it can get up on both sides. Alright, so yeah, they each have their flaws. Neither of them are perfect. Sometimes it doesn't move that fast either. Like sometimes the torso will barely move and then it won't go anywhere sometimes. It's strange, but after having 10 robopets, I'm not surprised at what goes wrong with them anymore, because I've experienced everything that can break on these, from dead motors to cracked legs to broken gears to shorting out circuit boards, which I think is what my pink did. I don't know, but definitely had experienced a lot with these. Also, these legs are about to snap. I can tell. Look at the paint. Look at how white that is. That is if it's gonna white like that, it's not gonna be long before this leg snaps off, because it looks like it's been grinding or something. And I can easily tell this is getting really flimsy, which is why these legs won't move right when it's trying to turn around. I wonder if maybe the reason it can't turn correctly is because maybe it needs a new board, because the leg motors seem to be fine. They still move fast. So I wonder if it's just the board that's making it not move the way it used to. Or the sensors in it are really old. But I think that's everything. It's going to be sort of a challenge to get them working. I'm not really going to do much with him. There's nothing really I can do. But this one I can get fixed. This isn't really a problem. All I need is that gear and that to solder that wire, and it'll be fine. See, also my Zoomer the Robot Dog, my first one, I turned it on the other day, and it walks in circles because the motors in it are dying. My new one's still good, but I can easily tell within an amount of time it's gonna die as well, because my first one, I didn't use it that much, and it's so slow. When it tries to walk, it's really sad watching it, because it's just rolling as if it's been pushed. I mean, and when it walks in circles, so my Zoomers are dying as well. I mean, what robot of mine isn't dying? I mean, really, V2's dead, RS Medias are dying. I gotta try and fix them, but it's really hard when I don't really have the parts anymore for these things. And I try to get new ones, but I can't always get new ones just because the old ones break. It's really hard. I mean, it used to be easy to get new ones, but not as much anymore. It gets harder. I mean, because I've had all these robots. These all worked when I got them, but they just broke down. And I wasn't rough with my stuff. My robopets, the robopets were the robot that I never was abusive to. I wasn't abusive to any robots, but out of everything, I treated robopets the best, and they still broke on me. So, I don't know. I can tell these front legs are breaking. This one's barely moving forward. But, anyways, yeah, I'm having a lot of robot problems. See, it's bending this way, but it's not bending this way. I don't know why, but... But I hope sooner or later that all these robots can at least get partially fixed, so that I feel a little bit more comfortable with the things I do own than the things I need new ones of. Because I don't feel comfortable with me having to get new ones of everything every time something goes wrong with them. That's hard, because then the new ones just break, and then I have to get another one. I just want to be able to fix my old ones and not have to worry about getting new ones anymore. Like all these Robo Sapiens, if they started working better, I'm sure I'd be happier with my collection, because with every one of my robots having some sort of flaw, it just doesn't make me proud of my collection, but I'm sure it'll improve somewhere, I guess. We'll have to see, but this video has been way too long. I didn't think it was going to get to this long, I'm sorry, but that's everything.